Yo, what's up guys? My name is Zeke, aka PropGeekZeke. I've made over $500,000 on DFS and sportsbooks like PrizePicks, Underdog, FanDuel, BetOnline, etc. I've also run a Twitter page over the last 3 years. We've accumulated over 90,000 followers. I have a Discord with over 15,000 members. I talk to people every day, try to help them win. And there's 3 things I noticed that most casual bettors are making a mistake on that's holding them back from reaching that next step, whether it's withdrawing every week, being able to take a vacation with your profits, or just to stop depositing. No matter where you're at, these are the 3 most common mistakes that I noticed and that I used to make before I started making thousands and thousands of money betting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump over to my computer screen. I'm gonna show you all 3 mistakes, why they're mistakes, and how you can fix them. And this is going to be a super quick, less than 10-minute video. Let's get going. All right, first things first, I'm just going to give you guys some credibility just so you know that I know what I'm talking about and that you need to be listening. So the first thing we're doing is we're going to jump over to my Twitter. You can just go to my highlights on my Twitter. My Twitter is PropGeekZeke. You can see 2 days ago I posted a 10x, taking advantage of some fantasy and a little bit of correlation with Bobby Witt in India. And that cash, here's a 4-leg I smacked. This is just MLB book bets. You can see we swept here, swept here. That was 2 sweeps in 3 days. Then we went 5-2 the day after this sweep. Just very good at what we do. I'm going to jump over to my recap page. I run a Discord with over 15,000 members, and I have every single play tracked this year. I also have it every other year, but we start a new sheet every year. This is all public. You could find this link in my Discord, open it, look through every single play. You can jump over to PrizePicks. Every single play I've ever posted this month on this year on PrizePicks. 215 units risked, 19 units won, 10% ROI. Okay, question I get a lot is, what's a unit? A unit is just 1% of your bankroll. If you have $500 in the app, your unit is $5. It's just how much you put on every slip. It's a way for me to tell you how much you should be betting on each slip. So I'm not going to say put $100 on it, because that means different to everyone. But if I say put 1 unit or 1%, everyone knows, oh, okay, so this is a $5 confidence bet for me. Or if the unit's 20, I should put 20. If I say 2 units, you put double, etc. Okay? You can hop over to my book bets page. You can see I have every single thing tracked that I've played this year. 536 units risked, 50 units won almost for a 9% ROI. We have this for every single play. You can go through my month-to-month recaps. You can see, right here is May, 18 units won, 107.138 units is my profit. So what we like to do is say, if your unit is $100, you're throwing $100 on average on every play, you would be up $10,700 in 5 months in my Discord. So we're talking about $2K a month in like a mortgage and just passive income by just sitting on your couch, putting in bets that I send you and having fun watching the game and making money. Now, you see my credibility. Let's get straight into mistake number 1. All right, mistake number 1 that I see a lot of bettors make that are trying to level up and get to that next point of their betting career is they're just betting way too close to when the game starts. Simply put, as the game gets closer to being started, the line becomes more efficient. Efficient just means it becomes a better line, it becomes sharper, and it makes sense, right? Throughout the day, there's gonna be so many people that are finding their own stats, their own research, their own models that tell this, we're gonna take this player over, we're gonna take this player under. Sportsbooks get all this information and can price the line correctly. It's similar to, you list a house for sale. You post it for $220. If you get 55 offers, you're like, okay, we need to up that price a little bit. But let's say you post it for $260 and you're getting no offers, you're like, all right, let's drop that price down. Sportsbooks are constantly trying to fluctuate that line to get the perfect number to where you lose and they win. But you can take advantage of this by looking for plays and the night before, 2 days before, as soon as you can, where you think you have an edge. So what I have put up on my screen right now, it's something called an odds screen. All it lets me do is track line movement throughout the day on certain plays. I'm just showing an example of something. So you can see right here, we have AJ Smith-Shawver, his strikeout line, okay? It dropped at 5.5 minus 135 at 11 p.m. the night before. If you were to try to place this at noon right before first pitch, the best line you could get is 4.5. If you were to just wake up and be like, I'm wanting to play AJ Smith-Shawver, you're losing 30 cents of value. This is not even a bad example. This was just, there's not a lot of MLB games, so I'm trying to show you guys an example. Okay, what I've done now is jump over to PrizePicks. If you're familiar with PrizePicks or even FanDuel like I just showed at DraftKings, you guys know they move the lines throughout the day, right? Here's something that I have actually already played. It's Jack Flaherty over 4.5 strikeouts. This line will move, and if you were to wake up the morning of, or let's say, you get off work work tomorrow because it's a 7 o'clock game. You're a Tigers fan. You're going over to your friend's house. Y'all are meeting up at a sports bar or wherever to watch the game. You're going to the game. In the Uber ride to the game, you're like, let's put a bet in for the game. Flaherty's line might be 5.5 by tomorrow. And you're like, oh, I want to place over, you know, he's been cooking, right? Or whatever it may be. You're losing a whole strikeout of value just by putting in that bet 12 hours later. It is crucial that you guys are looking for value as early as you can. If you're in my Discord, you know I stay up till 1 or 2 a.m. every night trying to find the best plays for you guys, posting everything. I don't post 5 minutes before the game starts, right? I'm getting insanely profitable lines at very good prices throughout all times of the day. Just to sum up point number one, again, all it is you guys are making bets way too close to tip off. Like I said, as the game gets closer, the line gets sharper. You want to bet on the least sharp line as possible because that's when it's easiest to win. The whole point of having PrizePicks is to win money, right? Yes, it can be fun to gamble. Obviously, we all love sports, but you downloaded the app to make money. If you want to make money on PrizePicks, you guys need to be looking at lines early before they bump and getting them in. Now, mistake number two, I went ahead and jumped over to this screen. This is a math chart, and I know it's a lot of numbers, a lot of colors, but I'm going to break this down super simple for you, so listen up. It'll take 2 minutes, okay? PrizePicks is a fixed payout platform. No, that sounds complicated. All it is if I go and pick 2 props, it's 3x no matter what. I can go under, over, more, less, more, whatever, right? It is 3x no matter what. If you go on something like FanDuel prices everything independently. If I want to bet on the White Sox, they're plus 188, right? $100 pays almost 300, 200 win, right? 300 total. Now, if I want to bet on the Cubs and I want to put $100 on it, that only gives me $44 because they are an independent pricing platform. All they do is they get an exact number that they think the probability is that a bet occurs, and they post it at that. So since PrizePicks is fixed payout, right? You need to turn it into one of these American odds numbers just so it's easier to digest. And I know that sounds complicated. I have all this posted for free. You don't have to do any of that. I have everything right here. Okay, let's break it down. So a 2 power at 3x, you need to hit the props at 57.75% of the time to break even. Break even means you lose $0, you make $0, right? What that prices out to on a book is minus 137. Okay, now like I said, it is a fixed platform, so if I add more legs, it doesn't just stay at minus 137, right? So you can see down here the 5 flex, the 6 flex are green. You only need to hit 54.25% of your bets to break even because the flex is so valuable, right? Being able to go 4 out of 5 and still make money is something that is very beneficial to you and not to PrizePicks, okay? But they know that a lot of people are like, I want a guaranteed winner, guaranteed lock. So you can see as you move up this chart right here, it gets harder and harder and harder to win. But as you move down, it gets easier to win long term because PrizePicks knows the casual bettor is just going to throw in a 2 legs, you know, just 2 bets when they're going to a Tigers game or a Hawks game or a Yankees game. They're just going to throw in 2 legs just to try to make money. And PrizePicks knows that, so they're just pricing that at a very unfair price to consumers. So what I've also done on this page is just have percent ROI, return on investment. It's just how much you're expected to make for every dollar for each slip at the different hit rates, right? So let's say you can hit your bets at a 60% clip, okay? Which is very, very, very good. For every dollar you bet, you're supposed to make 8 cents, 8% on the dollar. But you can come down to, this is a 3 power on Underdog, it's a little different. You can come down to a 4 pick on Underdog and you can make, and PrizePicks, make 30% for every dollar. So every dollar you bet, you're making 30 cents, right? If you're betting $100, on average, you're gonna get $130 back. That's what you want. You want to be putting in less money than you're getting back, right? That's what positive ROI means. That's what everyone's trying to do. You can see as you move down this chart, it becomes more green. And as you move farther right, it becomes more green. Obviously, you know, if you're hitting 80%, everything's profitable. But most of you guys are going to be in this range right here, 55 to 60%. You can see you want to be down here playing 6 flexes, 5 powers. The difference in slip type right here can cost you 60 cents for every dollar, okay? 8% on a 2 pick, 66% on a 6 flex at 60%. Let's say over the course of the next 2 years, you end up gambling around $10,000, okay? If you're playing 2 legs, you would make 800 bucks. If you're playing 6 flexes, you would make $6,600. That is a $6,000 difference almost. And I'm not talking about hitting at a higher clip. I'm not talking about anything besides the slip type you play. No matter what your hit rate is, a 5 and 6 flex is better than a 2-leg. The math is simple. It's right on the screen right here. Minus 137 for a 2-leg, minus 119 for a 5-leg. Okay, the third mistake, the last mistake that almost everybody makes when they're first betting on PrizePicks is pulling up this last 5 chart right here and thinking that this means absolutely anything. This means literally nothing. I promise you. I have made over $500,000 doing this. I showed you guys the recap where I have so many units, won everything tracked. It's all legit, right? This means absolutely zilch, and I'll explain to you why. So we know PrizePicks is a business. Their one goal is to take money from your pocket and put it in their pocket. PrizePicks is a business. They are not here to try to let you have fun. Their whole thing is we want to make money, okay? No duh, right? That's every business's goal. If their goal is to make money, why the hell would they put a last 5 chart that helps you? Because it doesn't. This gets them so much more money. So now I'm going to tell you exactly why. Obviously, PrizePicks is not going to do a single thing that benefits the consumer. They DNP squares all the time that they think are too good and that are winning bets. You know, like if Jaylen Brown was up at 17.5 points on accident, they're going to void that bet. Even if you put it in, they don't care. They're here to take your money. If they think you have an edge or a very good bet, they'll just void you, they'll limit you. You can look right here. If you need proof, I have $700 in my account. I'm trying to put $15 on this wager. Read what this says right here. Maximum lineups are $5. I am so good that they will not take my money. They are a business. They don't care about you. This last 5 chart is bullshit, and I'm going to tell you exactly why, okay? You're looking at this Jaylen Brown square. You might say, dude, he's missed in 4 out of his last 5. He's only averaging 21 points. And the one game he hit, he went over by 0.5. This looks free. Now, obviously, if you know anything about basketball, you know why this is not a good play. Jason Tatum tore his Achilles. He's out. Jaylen Brown is going to have increased usage, increased playing time, increased shots. You know, everything goes up for him. So this line is correct, even though this last 5 chart doesn't look good. And this one's obvious, right? Everybody knows there's no Tatum, or I'd hope everybody knows. But there's more minute ones that you might not notice by looking at this when there is. So what I've done is I've put up an MLB one that might not be as obvious to you as to why it just does not matter at all. You can see this is Lance McCullers Jr. He's a pitcher for the Astros. He just came back from injury 2 starts ago. So he's made 2 starts this year. In baseball, when you come back from injury, every start you get more pitches because, you know, you're working back from injury. It's like in basketball, you get more playing time. You know, your first game you're playing 20 minutes, next game you're playing 25, right? Same thing works in the MLB. So game 1, he threw 11 pitches, or he got 11 outs. Game 2, he got shelled. He only gave up 1 out. But you might look at this and be like, dude, he's only averaging 6 and his line's at 15.5. Like, that's a free under. And I know it's a demon. I don't care. I'm just trying to show you guys the last 5 issues. So if you were to look at, let's say, his game logs with 80 plus pitches, because that's a more accurate projection for him. He's coming back from injury. This is only showing 2 starts. And you were to take into account he's playing the Rangers who don't have Seager, etc. You could understand why the line is actually correct and it should be 15.5, right? But they don't show you that, and they're not going to ever show you that. They'll never have stats and stuff that can help you win on the PrizePicks main screen. They're going to make you go through third-party providers. I mean, PrizePicks will not partner with me because I win, and they also won't let me bet over $5 because I win, right? The people that they partner with, they know are long-term losers, that they don't care if you tail them. Why would PrizePicks ever sponsor me when they know that I win? That is counterintuitive. Every person that they want to come in the door, they want to lose money. If I refer someone to them and they're tailing my bets, they will not lose money. The person will win money, and PrizePicks will be losing money. They don't want anyone to win money, okay? And that's the whole point. Now, jumping back over to my recap page, I've told you the 3 mistakes you guys are making, how you can fix them, you know, playing things early, which you can get in my Discord. The slip types, I send the exact slips, everything, right? A lot of this stuff happens in my Discord. What I'm going to do is drop a free 7-day trial below this YouTube video. What I'm going to do is drop a free 7-day trial to my Discord below this YouTube video. It's going to be limited spots. So if you're watching this, go down there and click it, see if it lets you in. I have over 15K members in that Discord. You can read the testimonies. You can see my recap right here. Again, every single play track. This is not no baloney. You can see we track units risk, units won, odds on that bet. We have specific app recaps, everything, right? You could not ask for a more transparent Discord, and I'm giving you a free trial. So if you don't like it, just cancel. But I'm telling you, there's a reason why so many people get this free trial, and they're members for 2 years. They're taking vacations, paying off cars. You can read it all in the Discord, okay? I'm out. If you guys enjoyed this video, please just like this video and subscribe. It helps push in the YouTube algorithm and helps get it to more people so they can win and destroy PrizePicks. That's my one goal, is to rob them.